All right, welcome to the world of 9-ball pool. Quarterfinal action, eagerly awaited. Konrad J from Poland squaring off against Shane Captain America, Van Boening. During the racking times, we'll try to switch screens to two of the other quarterfinals. As we can see, Conrad getting ready after having won the lag. He's trying to cut the one ever so slightly on the left inside from where we're looking, trying to make the black 8 bottom left, yellow 1 right side pocket. The red 3 might go bottom left as well. Even the blue 2 might be kicked in bottom left. So pay attention to that. All right, so the 8 ball it was, the 1 ball it was. A bit to play for here. Could maybe cut this 2 ball in the left side pocket if that doesn't make his cue ball go into the bottom left corner pocket. If it doesn't, then he's got automatic position, but he's already kind of semi-shaking his head. So I'm not sure if that's a possibility. So we're glad you're joining us from wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good late night, good evening. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Ooh, so Conrad, quite an attacking attempt at the 2-9 combination bank. Well, can't be unhappy with the way he left the 2 ball. Now what will Shane do here? I don't think... Has he got the potting angle? Does the 2 pass into the top right? How do you get cue ball back for the red 3? Interesting shot coming up. Yeah, I'm really not sure with what he has option-wise. I think he can hit about half of the right side of the 2 ball. He's going to bank the 2 up and down and weave his cue ball to the top end of the table. Woo! That 2 ball did pass. Alright, so Shane with a good opening pot. But now his cue ball coming off of this bottom rail will travel straight up to the pink. The cut is so thin that he'd rather go up and back down table with the cue ball. Don't want to be slow rolling and spinning this. I think he might go in between the pink brown up table and back down. Okay, did the slight slow roll it. Pretty good shot. Needs another Shane Van Boening big stroke here. 7 o'clock tip position. Whack this 4 ball bottom left and draw the cue ball as good as you can into the, or as high up as you can into the right rail, and then come back out to the center of table. So key shot here in the opening rack. Oh, hit it too thick. And we'll leave Conrad the opportunity. Unexpected miss. Well, hey, you know, with these top of the world players, the world's best players, an opportunity like that is always unexpected if you don't see him capitalize. So Konrad J, been around for, well, about 15 years at the top of the European pool scene. Hasn't won the big one yet, any of the majors. Is he capable? Well, on his best day he is, but often it's how good are you when you're not playing to the absolute top of your capabilities. Can you then still, with your kind of B game, win a tournament? This was Conrad's break, so it'll be Shane breaking next. So in this alternate break format, very important to, at the very least, first of all, win the breaks, win the games where you are breaking, and then try to make inroads on the games when your opponent opens up the racks. All right, 1-0 to Jayson. Viewers from Indonesia, a warm welcome. As we are going to have a look at the best breaker in the world. So Shane has switched from the box break to the extreme edge of the table, trying to make the pink 4 bottom right, 1 ball left side pocket. Made the 4 ball, still needs 2 balls to pass the breaking line. Did so, snookered on the 1 ball. So where to push out to now? Alright, so he's going to push out to a jump. Interesting. So kind of like an all or nothing kind of push out. No other clusters left on the table, so whoever wins the battle for this 1 ball. Oh, he's kicking at it. Interesting. Might kick it thin. Yeah, difficult one. Could have given it back, you know. Would Shane have kicked it in? Would Shane have jumped it? So yeah, with the break shot being such an important element of the game of pool, now most of the games being played now 9 ball or 10 ball. If you think of a 10 ball break, or if you think of the game of 10 ball, and you would ask who is the most famous or most influential breaker in the game, it has to be Shane Captain America Van Boening. So many players trying to copy his kind of the pop he gets on a 10 ball rack. Of course, it's hard to say who's got the absolute best break. I mean, it's the same as saying who's the best pool player in the world. You know, that really varies from tournament to tournament. But let's say, you know, there's a group of very elite players, and Shane is definitely part of that group. You know, a player like Joshua Filler, player like, Jayson Shaw, yes, as soon as he wins a major tournament again. The Coe brothers, you know, there are not many that belong to the absolute elite. But in pool, Shane, on any day, can lose to about, 100, 150 players from all over the world. All right. As we have a look at Konrad Jayson probably, is third opening of the third rack. So cue ball spun a bit further down table than it normally would. It's got a shot on the 2. It can stun the cue ball just south of the right side pocket and kind of bring his cue ball back to where the blue 2 is now for position on the 3. Careful bridging so close to that 5 ball. So I can tell you that Koping trails David Alcady 1-0. Victor Zelinsky 1-0 ahead against Koping Chung. So all opening exchanges really. And Tobias Bongers in the fourth quarterfinal 0-0 against Petri Makonen. Alright, so that should work to bring his cue ball to hit the bottom rail at the far left and then spin out of that bottom left corner in between the 8-9 ball for a fairly straight in shot on the orange 5, because that will lead him to the 6 ball. But yeah, Jayson, a very natural left-handed player, doesn't waste much time, and when he's down on his shot doesn't seem to aim too long either, so really trusting his first hunch and first bout of focus. Same as Shane, really. And same, funnily enough, even Ralph Souquet, you know, he might have a very deliberate, kind of relaxed demeanor around the table, but as soon as Ralph Souquet gets down on his shot, he aims no more than 3-4 times, no matter the difficulty of the shot. You know, some players increase the amount of times they aim if they're faced with a really testing long shot or something. Check Ralph Souquet out, really, when he's down on the shot. Pretty quick player. Sounds weird, but true. So bridging over the 7 ball, not ideal. Can't really, or can roll his cue ball, but then we'll be left with a half ball cut on the black. Doesn't really want to shoot this one with bottom right, although he is. Nice shot. And that's a pretty good result as well. So looking to take a 2-1 lead. All the big games won by the player breaking, so no breaks of serve, so to say, yet. Nice little stun on the black. Nice and relaxed Conrad taking a 2-1 lead in a race to 11 with his second break. Makes the 1, makes the corner ball. Where does the 2 ball leave him? No potting opportunity here. What can he do? What can he do? Doesn't really want to cut the 2 ball on the extreme left. Can bank the 2 up table and try to bring his cue ball to follow off the bottom rail towards the red 3 and try to find cover there. Yeah, interesting. The bank's not on. There's a double kiss there. So Shane taking a bit of time here. Rightly so. So what's he gonna do here? I wonder. Ooh, did play the attacking shot. Did he? I think he did. Well, maybe he didn't. In any case, Conrad, with no direct view of this blue 2, can maybe swerve it just around that 7-8-9. You know, there's a pretty good chance he could make it either directly or off the bottom rail. He can kick it off the left rail, and that's what he's looking at now. You know, either hit on the 2 ball might see him get away with it such that the 3 ball, the 6, the 7, 8, 9 all form pretty good blockers depending on the positioning of the cue ball and the 2 ball after this. See here. Still though, in the realm of good results possibilities. Had a good hit on the 2, and that speed, he was always going to play that speed, so that enabled him to separate the 2 balls and get a blocker the way he did. So what can Shane do? kick the left side of the 2 from where he's looking. Bring the cue ball north, 2 ball south. Is that what he's going for? Yeah, there we go. But he's going to leak the 2 ball. Wow, nice kick shot by Shane. Did he leave a part of it? Did he leave the good part of it? Ooh, hit it too thick, so was definitely able to get to the potting angle and even hit too much of the ball. Ooh. Opportunity squandered for Conrad. Could have come out victorious of that tactical exchange, even though Shane hit the 2 ball kick pretty well. So now Shane wants to probably apply about 1 o'clock tip position to make the cue ball go straight towards us, and then naturally I think it might go too close to the right side pocket, so wants to straighten out that cue ball coming off the bottom rail. Okay, used the opposite spin and came to the short side of the 4 ball. Pretty nifty, but too straight on the 4 ball and needs to get an angle somehow or other, or needs his cue ball to maneuver back up table for the green 6. So an interesting, ooh, wasn't able to create the angle. Ooh, it's gonna have to jump this 6 ball. Ooh, so will there be respite for Conrad after missing that 2 ball? Shane ended up straight in only his 2nd shot in the run out sequence and wasn't able to correct it. Alright, here we go. Shane van Boening. Will he make this and get back to 2-all? Will Conrad get a chance for a 3-1? Or will Shane miss it and still not give anything away? Yeah, that can happen. Ooh, did he? I don't think he left him anything. Yeah, well, good pot. Now what on the 7? Could bank it, top left. If he misses, maybe find cover behind the 8 and 9 ball. It's hard to play this safe otherwise. Cut it thin. Ooh. Well, I mean, did he bank that ball a little bit in anger? Didn't. I mean, I think it was the right choice. It just seemed like the way he shot it or the way he approached it, you know, felt like he was a bit frustrated with his positioning on the 7, or felt like he was unlucky to kiss that 7 ball so thick. So Shane is going to level things up. Here's a good question for the viewers willing to type your opinions into the chat room. Top 5 world male players over the last 3 years. Both players breaking from opposite sides. Remember Shane notably saying goodbye to his break box positioning and following the rest of the field really to breaking from the ultimate left or right of the table. So races to 11. Our semi-final action will start at 4 o'clock. First of the semi-finals. We will feature both semi-finals here on the main table. So 4 o'clock Romania time, first semi-final. 6 o'clock second semi-final. And you can expect the final, the grand final of the Mezz Bucharest Open 9-Ball Championships, the Dan Fisher Trophy, to commence at 8 o'clock in the evening. So just continuous world-class 9-ball action here. All right, pretty swift break and run out this is looking like. Looking to retake that lead. Well, looking likely to retake that lead. All according to the player breaking, winning their own racks, so to say. So yeah, best, absolute best in the world. You know, I have to mention Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, and who would have mentioned him 5 years ago? You know, SVB, undoubtedly, and he would have also been mentioned. Breaking all the way from the side, making the black 8, bottom right. There we go. Didn't make the 1 ball. Well, he made it second time of asking in the top right corner, and will have a shot on the 2 ball. Will require a dynamic hit though. Rolling it in is either going to make him shave the right side of the 5 ball or the cue ball then. So we'll most likely have to apply about a 4 o'clock tip position. Stun his cue ball directly to the right of where the 2 ball is now, into the rail and back out. That is if he has it. Attacking opportunity on the 2 ball, I think so. Yeah, just checking the potting angle. But yeah, in the world of pool in general, as we watch Shane, important shot here. Needs to win his own game that he broke to not double the deficit. I guess there's just a, like I said, there's a group of elite pool players, you know, a group that has already existed maybe 5 years, and a few players come into the fold like FSR, who has been and is the world #1. So, and very who can say he's not deserved of that position, winning all the majors that he has. But pool, you know, the way the game is, even with Matchroom adopting the breakbox format, which does require a more total game skill set, you know, breaking, pushing out, safeties, kicking, more important than ever with that breakbox format. Yeah, Kachi just being mentioned. So I guess you would almost have to go to like a group of 15 of super elite players that have won world titles, have won 1 or more majors. You know, to say top 3 would, you know, it wouldn't be definitive. As we go back to our game situation here. So what's Conrad doing? Is he banking this 3? And yeah, it's going to hit the jaw. Yeah, it was a tough shot though to make that 3 ball find cover behind the 5-7. And so it is. Shane with an open opportunity. And no challenges yet to speak of. 4 leads to the 5, 5, 6, 7, all connect the dots. Meaning, if you shoot that object ball, you've got position or a shot of some kind on the next object ball. So this is looking like an even ball game in about 40 seconds time. Ooh, spun his cue ball over a bit further than he was looking to do. And after this, I'll give you a quick little update on the live scores. You can find all the live scores at 9ball.ro. So the number 9ball.ro is where you can find all the results, all the players, all the matches, and all the live scores currently. So Shane with a bit more cue ball travel than he would have envisioned 3 shots ago. And this 9-ball to give us an even ball game. And then we'll quickly switch over to the other tables as well. I can tell you Tobias Bonger's 3-0 ahead of Petri Markkonen. And it's just hard, you know. Pool is just a game where any of these, or let's say Shane can lose to, you know, can lose a race to 9 to about, well, at least 100 players in the world, where a lot of sports, you'll be hard pressed to be able to lose the number 1 to the number 100 in the world. But that's just the way the game is, and it's what we sign up for, you know, kind of the randomness of what you get given after the break. Someone can go for a pot, miss it, and snooker you in the most vicious fashion. Well, that's just the way it is, you know. But in the end, you know, some come roll for you, some roll not for you, but that is the game we all love. Yeah, Wu Jiaxing hasn't been mentioned because no one's seen him around, especially through the little thing called the pandemic we've been through, and hasn't come out to play yet. I do hope he comes and plays the World 9-Ball Tour next event. So let me just update the scores. 3-all it is. Yeah, Conrad a left-hander, remember. For a right-hander, this would be a pretty challenging shot. For a left-hander, pretty nice. Wants to screw his cue ball back in between the 6-8 ball, but not screw it back that far to scratch into the right side pocket. Right, so neither player able to fashion a 2-game lead. Basically every player winning the game that they're breaking themselves. Here we go, Conrad. Went from the break box to the side. Is making the corner ball, usually making the 1 ball as well. Let's see what he does here. Right, both balls down. Where's the 2 ball? That's not gonna be friendly. Yeah, so has to push out. So the 2 ball's in a pretty potable position, so doesn't, you know, wants to maybe push out to the top rail, the middles, but then give him an edge of the 2-ball, but not the potting angle. I mean, could give him the potting angle, because let's say he pushes out to the center of the top rail to make the 2 and to then play position on the 3 is not easy. So that's what he's looking at now. Could push out to the top right corner, even though the 5-ball's in the way. You really want to be flush on the rail. Yeah, now he's looking at leaving that a slither of the left edge of the 2-ball if he leaves his cue ball where his cue is now. That could be good. What about leaving it there behind the 7 for a jump? I mean, making the 2 and then playing position on the 3 though is hard to come by. I don't think that's the one. Yeah, so has made up his mind. I think he, let's see if he leaves him the whole pot or just the edge. I think just the edge. Ooh, short with that cue ball. So Conrad has to think here. He wanted me stuck on the rail, and so he's giving me a better shot than I should have had. Not that he cannot still decide to give it back, but alright, so didn't leave him the potting angle. And will he find total cover? I left him an edge, I think. Or did he? So if you like what you're seeing, you can always, please feel free to press the like button. Share this stream if you feel like it with any of your friends that might be interested. And you can join the Billiard Network by following us. And we will always notify you of any new videos that we upload, new challenge matches we upload. And so you'll be the first to know when we upload a new video. Ooh, cut into 2. Well, he's shaking his head, so it's like he didn't want to. Hasn't got a shot on the 3 bar, the bank cross corner. So Shane, is he banking this 3 ball? He sure is, but also with a safety in mind. So that's pretty good. So Conrad, what are Conrad's options? Could bank the 3 and leave the cue ball still kind of hidden behind the 4-8. Could kick at it and do the same thing. So that's what he went for. Missed it on the pro side, so yeah, that's a pretty good hit. So Shane in a predicament here, and already 4-3 down. So we will have the semi-final of the Mezz Bucharest Open Championships following this round of quarterfinals. So the other 3 quarterfinals being played on the other tables. And we will be showing both semifinals consecutively here on the feature table. And then, of course, the grand final. Who's going to be in there? We still have Victor Zielinski, the Coe brothers, Shane van Boening, Tobias Bongers, Petri Makkonen. I mean, all amazing cue artists. And I think Shane may have gotten away with it. No, yes, no. Huh, jumping it is. So may have left him the right edge of the 3-ball. But Conrad seeing no future in hitting it like that and trying to get away with it. So he's going all out. Wow. Nice attacking shot there. Conrad taking the reins. Playing with a positive jump shot. And how good did he hit that? So this, the first time in the match that a player doesn't manage to win the game that they're breaking themselves. And Conrad, the first beneficiary of that fact, because he is about to extend his lead to 5 racks to 3. So looking to draw his cue ball straight to the left of the 1-ball and back out into the open. All the while making the pink corner ball 1 in the side. Both of that occurred. 2-ball. No way. So another push out most likely. So automatically look to the far corners. So top left, let's say. What if you push it out into that corner? That might be a pretty good option, although he won't be getting it back, I think. Because if he leaves it top left corner... Oh, yeah, well, he can actually cut the far edge, the left side of the 1-ball, or the 2-ball. Is he going for this? Or is he cutting it and bringing the cue ball back towards the 8? Wow. What a potting talent, isn't it? Didn't even blink. Wasn't even like, shall I push out? No, I'm just going to cut this 70-degree angle pot. Nice, but what to do here, what to do here? Cut the 3 onto the left rail and try to find cover behind the 5-ball. I mean, that doesn't look like an appetizing shot. Ooh. Don't give Shane this opportunity. So Shane with a chance to take Conrad's breaking game away from him. Yeah, nice stroke required here, like a medium 7 o'clock spin, medium stroke. Basically string your cue ball straight to the right and back out to the center of table for position on the 5. All right. Was that part of the plan? Definitely didn't pan out the way you wanted it to. Still got an extreme cut on the 5 in the right corner pocket. The cue ball will be going probably 4 rails, hitting the 3rd and 4th rail around the green 6. Or is he dragging his cue balls? Aiming low. 9 ball. All right. Nice little roll there. Pretty much ideal position here to get position either for the 7 in the side or the 7 in the corner. I can tell you that Koping Yi leads David Alcaide 5-3. Victor Zielinski leads Koping Chung 5-2. Tobias Bongers leads Petri Makonen 3-1. Make that 4-1 for Tobias Bongers against Petri Makonen. Nice. Off comes the extension. Also notable, Shane has been playing with an extension for years. And first time this tournament is going back to the normal length of his cue. And, you know, after Earl Strickland being the instigator of having a longer playing cue than would be industry standard, Shane soon followed suit. Well, and look at how many players in the world are now playing with an extension. Shane, though, gone back to his normal cue length and coming back to win this 9th rack, now only trailing by 1. Thumping the 1 ball, making the red 3 bottom right. Will he make the 1 ball left side pocket, but where will the 2 ball go then? Oh, didn't make the 1. Bit of frustration setting in there for Shane. Unhappy not getting a shot on the... Unhappy not getting a shot on the 1 ball and being able to continue. Will have a shot on this 1 ball. I think he's going for it. Bottom right, guiding his cue ball into the 2 ball. Uncertain how that's going to pan out, that positioning. Here we go. Big stroke Shane. Oh, never went for the pot. Yeah, and that will do just fine. I mean, it was really willing his cue ball to go behind the orange 5, and then it wouldn't have mattered where the 1 ball landed. As things stand, hit it good enough. Alright, so kind of a hit and hope. Well, hit and hope. Hit and get distance between the 1 and the cue ball. Didn't succeed. Now does that 2 ball pass the 4 ball into the bottom left? If it does... And then after this 1 ball, this could be a straightforward-ish rack. Yeah, so sizing up this 1 ball. Hasn't been a free-flowing match. And that's either, you know, because the opponent plays well and keeps you from having the opportunities you would like. Sometimes the balls just roll in certain ways that you don't get break and run out opportunities as much as you'd like. And sometimes, you know, you just have to kind of focus yourself into the match on certain shots. Nice controlled 1 ball. A bit too much angle on the 2 ball. His cue ball will be traveling somewhat to the right, and he would like to be straight as possible on the 4 ball, but should be all right. Just a little 2 balls with screw back. Right, so Shane in line to level things up at 5 apiece. That's inviting the commentator's curse almost, isn't it? But with the layout of these balls, it will be Conrad breaking again, so Conrad always with the odd breaks, meaning if it should it go to 10 all, it will be Conrad breaking. Right, so a nice one ball by Shane after a good safety after his break leads him to these last 2 balls to level the game at 5 apiece. Alright, I think by the end of this match we may be going over 2,000 viewers. Shane ever so popular all over the world. Just returned from a trip to Dubai for 10 days after his UK Open exploits. Shane Van Boening wins his 5th rack. And let me take you in the lead without even letting Shane back to the table. Ooh, dry break coming up. Yeah, mishit them. Hit the one thinner that he should have. Maybe applied not as a nice a stroke as he would have liked. Maybe a different tip position on the white ball. So Shane, the first look at an open 1 ball to try to win this rack, and that would be to take Conrad's break, and then it's Shane's break. All important. This could be, of course, the current rack, but this is the most important rack of this match so far. Can Shane break the serve of Conrad and hold his own to take a 2-game lead? Well, that's far ahead, isn't it? So this 2 ball already... Oh, did you see that spin that was left on the cue ball? Without that right spin, which made it spin to the left, he would have had a much steeper angle on the 2 ball. As things stand, still not easy. Naturally, the cue ball will go into the bottom rail and spin around the 3. So can either stun draw his cue ball or draw his cue ball into the 3. That might be the best option, but kind of has to do it as slow as possible. And what else can he do? Can hit the top rail and hit the 3. Well, he's aiming low. Yeah, tough, but he's got a very makeable bank here. And then his cue ball, of course, hit the right rail, and then probably hit the top rail about the midway point, and that, of course, would leave him still snookered behind the green, so has to kind of spin free of the midpoint of that top rail. Anyway, he may not even go for the bank, but I think he is. No, I can't clearly see. I'll just give you a little side view action. So he had a 4. So the 4 ball is by the 9. So how do you go away from the 4 ball and then come back to it? So he really wants to draw his cue ball all the way along this long bottom rail as you're looking at it currently. And then with a lot of spin his cue ball in between the green brown 6-7 ball to get position on the 4 ball. Let's go. Bank made. Cue ball spinning, but that might go behind. Ooh, what a shot. Unlike the path I predicted. But what a shot. Shane Van Boening coming up with the goods. Lovely. So, good work by Shane. You know, remember that good one ball he shot with bottom right spin? Still had a difficult shot on the 2. Left himself a bank on the 3, and then that, not just a bank, but spinning the cue ball up and back down table for a position on the 4. Yeah, these are the times when the real top players show their best shots. And it will be Shane breaking after this. All right. Shane Van Boening taking a 6-5 lead in this race to 11 to get himself amongst the final. All right. Alright, so does Shane have a shot on this too? I think he does, you know. The pocket will still accept if you hit a little bit of that long rail at that angle. Yeah. Alright, so Shane with a chance to take a 7-5 lead. Remember, Conrad was leading 5-3. Don't want to foul by taking the template away, do you? So, quite a challenging cut. Cue ball naturally will go 2 rails. Shane is finding a little bit of distraction there as someone. Maybe just kind of casually tapping him with his Q-Tech cue, telling him to either stop moving or stop talking and just respect the game currently happening in this feature arena. So as Amenard and kind of changed position on this, not easy to then execute it to perfection. Lovely, look at that. How he kind of dragged his cue ball. Alright, so I think the 6-9 is on. Unless it's dead set, he won't be going for that. We'll keep a 20 to 40 degree angle on the 5 ball to maneuver his cue ball towards that 6. See, just check that 6-9. Yeah. It's Shane Van Boening, who now looks to be making his move towards a 2-game lead. Remember, straight after this, or 4 o'clock, no later than that most likely, ooh, what's this? Whew. Shane, careful for that ravine by the side pocket. That's a gentleman-like apology there. Nice to see. You know, every game I've seen here, and all games at pool, always played in good spirit, win or lose. All right, looking for a big swing here, judging by his stroke or his pre-strokes. Can follow his cue ball forward and maybe accept shooting the brown 7 ball top left. Is that what it's going to be? Or will he spin it top right spin, 3 rails around the 7? Here we go. Alright, not ideal, but still acceptable. Can stun his cue ball over directly to the right for position on the 9. And the 7 ball will have a nice speed so that to make the jaws of the pocket as friendly as possible should it not go in straight. Yeah, and that's pretty much swish without hitting any part of the rail. This 9 ball for a 7-5 lead. Shane Van Boening overtakes. Trying to make the corner ball bottom left. Maybe the pink 4, maybe the blue 2 bottom left. Look at the 1 ball. No 1 ball. And made one of the 3 balls on the bottom left of the rack. And this will do just fine. So as you can see, no clusters, all balls into the wide open of this table. And that is often what you do get with the template racks breaking from the side. Fewer clusters. Ooh, almost overcut that 2 ball. As things stand. Looking to keep the cue ball on the string to halve his deficit. It would still be nice to get a nice explanation about why it is that left-handed players always seem to look so natural and effortless at the table. Not that Shane looks like he's struggling when he's playing, but you know, it seems like the left-handed players, you know, Joshua Filler, Jayson Shaw. If anybody can explain that to me, that'd be nice. So I told you, we probably go up to 2K viewers. We are currently 1,952. If you like what you're seeing, ooh, Conrad overstroked his cue ball a little bit. If you like what you're seeing, do press the like and share button. Join us on the Billiard Network to be notified for any newest videos. I think Conrad's going to be traveling 3 rails with his cue ball. And that looks to be a pretty good tempo. Fairly doable 9 ball. In fact, nigh on unmissable. Although I did manage to miss one of these 9 balls. I have to, well, I don't have to admit, I just did. All right, 7-6. Now can Shane keep control of this table, and besides making balls, also get a shot on either the 1 or 2 ball, you would think. Oh, and this will be a dry break. How often do you see that from Shane? 3-point rule in effect to stop players breaking soft. Points can either be collected by any ball you make on the break is 1 point each, and then any ball that passes the white line on the top 25% of the table in the breaking area is also 1 point. Shane made a ball, but only the 5 ball passed the breaking area, and so that means 2 out of 3 points means control passes. Conrad could give the table back if he wanted to. Nice opening bank shot. A little bit of a drawback off that 8 ball. He's definitely a gutsy player, Conrad is. Besides a very talented putter of the ball, also gutsy, and just, you know, he's had already around like 10 years of playing all the international tournaments, so much experience. Still unable to win a major, but you wouldn't put it past him. And although he could also win today. Nice, straighten up his cue ball with a bit of top right spin, check side. All right, so that dry break from Shane. Wow, this is going back and forth here. This is nice. This should be 7-all in the not too distant future, and then it will be Conrad breaking, remember. And will this be the moment that Shane, no matter how good he breaks or runs out from here, can only sit and watch how Conrad breaks and runs his racks or keeps control. Although usually it doesn't happen right in that way. Very seldomly do you see players breaking and running out like 3 or 4 racks each in a row in an alternate break format. Konrad J. What will be the lowest ball remaining on the table? It will be the 1. Will he get a shot on the 1? Well, a shot does not mean an easy shot, but I think he's going to go for the bank here. Because position is automatic. Should he miss the bank, he would like to miss the bank by hitting it too straight, meaning that it will there then hit the right side rail and roll back towards the top rail for safety. So he's either going to bank it in or bank it short, as they call it. He won't be missing this wide. So short it is. And although this is a difficult safety though for Shane, I was thinking, well, Conrad's not going to like his result after this, even though this is not straightforward. But this is the time when Shane performs. 7-all, race to 11. On Conrad's break. Getting any look at a ball is should be pretty happy about. So this he can hit at least half ball. Yeah, so what will Shane come up with? Adding the extension to his cue. He could bank the 1 ball back down 2 rails past the 7. So I think he's going to go left of the orange 5. Is that what he's doing? I really don't know. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Got away with one there. Wow. And what to do here? This is such a difficult safety always. when the cue ball and the object ball have a pocket in their line of sight, it seemed like such an unnatural way to play position, because the double kiss is on. He can only hit the one ball, you know, about a quarter ball on the right side. How can he hit this and get away with it? He might actually be better off kicking it off the bottom rail. So Conrad kicking at this one ball. Interesting. Ooh, hard to... Ooh. Did he get away with this? I doubt it. Will leave a cut on the one ball. The cue ball will be fizzing off of that rail and coming straight back towards Shane. Hard to spin this in with left spin and spin the cue ball around the two. Can he even cut it in? Let's have a little look at the side view. Ooh, much better. Yeah, I think you can spin it in, although angles might be deceiving from where we're seeing this. Well, and that will pretty much do just fine. Leave a 30-degree angle thereabouts on the three ball. So stun draw it into the top rail and back out a little bit. Whoa. Twice he's gotten away with it now. Shane. And again, well, he left Conrad with a kick and stick opportunity, so kick it, the two ball off the bottom rail and replace the two ball with the cue ball and send the two ball back towards the 8-3. Could also kick it two rails, and that's what he's looking at now. A few balls to find cover behind. Could kick it one rail, and what he's looking at now. Oh, pretty quick decision. After he got back to the cue ball, okay, he's thinking about it some more. I think maybe the kick and stick might be best. Even if his cue ball doesn't stop where the two ball is, it might kind of spin to the left towards to find cover behind the 9 ball, 6 ball. He's going the 2L route, wants to kick it on the right side. That's good, that's good. Ooh, that's a nice shot. Eager to see what he's left Shane. I think about a half ball, 1 ball. Imagine 1 minute ago the situation Shane was in on that 2 ball. Missed it. Ooh, just got a tiny double kiss, and that's a cue ball scratch. So Conrad victorious in this little tactical exchange. Good kick Conrad performed after he was left snookered unplanned by Shane. So my finger got a bit trigger happy. You may see the score change in a second or so, and that will change back because it's not. All right, so Conrad, ideal line. So Shane not firing on all cylinders, also not braking. The brake's not working superbly well. So Conrad, still though, all on serve. So it will be Shane to break next. All right, so Shane back to the break box. Back to what he knows best, especially the last few months. So is he going to stun draw this cue ball or follow through for position on the 3? Oh, careful. That cue ball has to stop. Difficult. So Shane lacking a little bit of touch, a little bit of quality in some of his shots or breaks. Because this cue ball, that 5 and 6 ball are big balls on his way zigzagging across table. I think the best he can do is hit the rail just north of the right side pocket. Maybe straighten up, I don't know, straighten up the cue ball to go in between the left side pocket and 6 ball, hit that left rail and then come back out. So a little bit of trouble invited upon himself by hitting that first shot a bit too hard. Hello. Shane bringing the big swing. Wow. Beautiful. So difficult to hit that 3 ball so cleanly, hitting your cue ball at that speed with a lot of right spin. Right, so now in perfect line. So it only took Shane 1 shot to correct a bit of a misplayed position on the 3 ball. Close game we're watching here, isn't it? A bit of a back and forth. Both players, of course, can't play perfect. Definitely trying their hardest. No player really losing the plot, if anything. So Shane with a bit more of a cut than he would have liked on the 8 ball. Ooh, wobbled, but made it. And will draw a level. And we have got ourselves a mere race to 3 to get to our winning line of 11 racks. Can Conrad keep control after this break? Makes 2 balls, another ball passes the breaking line, and that 3 ball will leak for an opportunity. 4 to the 5 needs a bit of specific cue ball action.
So, look, you have this cue ball. Yes. Here, so make it smaller, and then you can move it around. You say, oh, he probably wants the cue ball here. Okay. So when you don't want it active, you just press the arrow. And so when you want to show it, you press this. Yeah. If you do this, it won't move. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to move it. So then you have the cue ball. So once the cue
But
ball
then I
is-
also need to press transition still.
No, no, no. Because you'll have it here. So it's, now it's live. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so let me try that once. Ooh, so Conrad, you
You need to make it visible. You need to make it visible. Yeah.
So Conrad slightly overrunning his cue ball. Look at the little feature we have here. Of course, want it to be either there or there. This position. Well, here we go. Sorry to keep that second cue ball in your screen. And that is no good, ladies and gentlemen.
It's good. It can work.
So a little bit of an extra feature by which I will be able to show you where I think they'll be playing position or maybe pushing the cue ball out to. And this is for Shane to break Conrad's serve. Opportunity missed by Conrad. And it will be Shane to break. Again running a little bit over his positional ideal. Of course, still a very doable 7 ball. All right, Shane wins rack 17. He takes a 9-8 lead and will be breaking to try to double his lead. Players breaking from the side do. So let's see what's here. Can he keep control and take himself to only 1 rack required for the win? Made the 1 ball. Made a legal 3-point break. He's got a shot on the 2. Yeah, this is what he's been doing the whole tournament. Now, what can we see here? Can roll the 2 ball in. Now, the 4-5 needs a fairly specific positioning. Might want to play position on the 4 ball. About there. I mean, could also keep the 4 ball here and kind of spin the 4 ball in. Anyway, that's for later. But that will be the most important positional part of this rack. It's a bit straight. And now it's difficult to draw his cue ball back. So now he might play my second option, which actually is easier to play position, but he will have to take a little bit of a more difficult shot on the 4 ball. Yeah, so even if he rolls this in and shaves the 5 ball on the left side, that will still be okay. Should still be able to hold a 20 to 40 degree angle on the 5 to maneuver his cue ball straight towards the 6. 6 gives him a shot on the 7, etc. So this key shot in the rack, key shot in the match, leading 9-8. He's got a chance to make it 10-8. And then he will have a break to win the match. Ooh, hit that 4 ball fairly thin, leaving him a thinner cut on the 5, meaning he will have to kind of apply a bit of inside spin, so right spin on this 5 ball, cue ball, making the 5 ball a bit harder. You'd like to roll all your balls with just a center line tip position if you can. Might hit the 7 on the way towards us. You wanted to hit the 7. Yikes. Now, bank is on. Can kind of keep the cue ball just underneath the 6 ball, I think, for position on the 7, but then we'll have to shoot the 7 with his cue ball from there. Here we go. Elevated bank. It's the time for champions to make their move. Whew. Oh, I should have never been in this situation. That all stemmed from his 2 to the 3 position where he ended up straight on the 3 ball, remember? Although had a good position on the 4 ball, but then kind of hit the 4 ball too thin. Is he playing safe? No, that's very unlike Shane. Well. Ooh. I think he left him a shot, you know. Disgusted Shane. Sits back in his chair, unhappy with his exploits, especially in the last 2 shots of this rack. I think Conrad can make it. Or he's not sure. If you're checking from both sides, well, he looks pretty peaceful. So natural position from the 6 to the 7. That's a good thing. So make the 6 and you will have a shot on the 7. Ooh, too thick. Well, whether he's snooker Shane or not, it matters not. Can jump it, can swerve it. Yeah, position on the 7, not a certainty. Woo! Yikes. What a position on the 7 ball. And all of this needn't have happened had he made the 5 ball and hit the 7 ball on the way up table. But it is all trouble of his own making. All stemming from that position from the 2 to the 3. So the in-off is a possibility. I think naturally he might hit the right top of the right side pocket. So I think he's looking to spin his cue ball just north of the side pocket. He could do that. And then spin his cue ball there and there and there. Let's see what Shane does. Might put draw and go south of the side pocket. Go in between the 9 off the second rail. In between the 8-9. And this is turning into a few nervy shots by Shane. Ooh, too much cut on the 8 ball. Well, he will cut this bottom right, I feel. I don't think the in-off is on. So great matchup we have here, isn't it? A nervy quarterfinal ending. And it's only 8-9 and race to 11. What happens if we get to 10 all? Or maybe it's just me being nervy and the players are just chilled as anything. Whew. Shave the bottom jaw of that corner pocket. But it matters not. This 9 ball for a 10-8 lead. So Shane breaking Conrad's break and now holding his own. Alright, 10-8 for Shane. Conrad to break though. Still breaking situation here. Conrad needs to get back to winning ways. Made the corner ball, made the 1 ball. 2 balls coming up. And will have a shot on the 2 ball. Yeah, it's got to go. Not easy though to draw this cue ball off of the 2 and keep it as close to the 3 ball as you can. So it's a long distance, so the cue ball will have quite some speed after leaving the 2 ball, and he kind of wants to hold this cue ball, draw the cue ball off the 2 in between the red pink. He's looking to follow it, but then he's going to hit the pink 4, you have to imagine. So I think to play the cue ball off of the 2 ball. Alright, here we go. Key shot in this rack already, and it's only the first one. I think he's rolling it. Ooh, played it with outside spin. Missed the 2, here comes the 6. Yeah, and that's the game of pool for you. Look at Shane. Do I even have to get up out of my chair for this? No jump shot available either, I think. I mean, whew. Difficult kick with the 2 ball being, you know, at least 2 balls width off the rail. It's easy to miss the 2 ball on the way into the second rail and also miss it with your cue ball rolling out of the second rail. Coming off the top rail, it's the same thing really. So you kind of only have the about 3 balls widths to hit with this current situation. Had the 2 ball been, you know, any further to the rail, then he could have also hit the second rail and maybe get a hit on the 2. I mean, that may still happen. Imagine he's looking for a direct hit though. Alright, well this will, well, it could carry speed, could also kick it softly. Well, I think it will, knowing Shane, it will carry some speed to be able to separate the 2, maybe even make the 2-7. See, soft hit, but it might go wide. Yeah, with that new cloth, so hard to determine. The cue ball kind of sliding further to the right than you think it will. Alright, so this Conrad's break, so Shane will have the break in the next rack, even if he loses this one. So 3 leads to the 4 automatic, 4 leads to the 5, 5 to the 6, 6 should be pretty easy to the 7, and the 7 leads you to the 9. So won't be a lot of cue ball movement here. Only this one, he will spin his cue ball with right spin back to the center of table where it is now, kind of. Yeah, close ball game we've got here, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're enjoying it on the Billiard Network channel. And the closer we get, I think the viewing numbers will go up even further. So this game going into its 20th rack, race to 11 to get into the semi-finals. It will be Shane to break. Let me quickly try to get to the right and to the left, maybe into the 9. 9 on the break to finish. Oh, close. I mean, yeah. Ooh, that 3 ball is not going to be friendly. That's a small alley past the 7 ball, if any. Whew. Alternatively, I could see him hitting the 3 ball head on, sending the 3 ball 3 or 4 rails around back to the south side short rail of this table and cue ball up table. I think he's got the 7, so I think he's going for this, ladies and gentlemen. This most likely determines if we're going to have a final rack decider or not. This 3-ball needs to stay snug on that rail. Hitting the 7 will make it miss. Oh, he's rolling it. Okay, still though, same brief. Wow. Swoosh. Clean without any contact on that 7-ball. But now the reaction of the cue ball will be at least, 35 degrees. Will be at least hitting the rail no sooner than there. And from there on, will probably be here on the 6. It's hard to get it there, or impossible almost. So, whew. But it's got to roll this in. Ooh, missed the 4-ball. Can you imagine? Yeah, I was playing for the 6-ball in the side pocket. Ooh, Conrad. Staying alive. Albeit by the aid of Shane missing that 4-ball. I mean, you wouldn't have imagine him missing that 4-ball. Unbelievable. So almost up to 3,000 viewers for the conclusion of this match, which is turning into be a very exciting one at that. Yeah. Oh, remember, sorry, I forgot to update the score in my excitement. Sorry. So 10-9 and Conrad about to take us to a final rack decider. Shane with a missed opportunity on that 4-ball. Ooh. Will that come back to haunt him? We've got a final rack decider to decide who moves on to the semi-finals. And what an exciting match it is. We're glad you're joining us. Do share the stream, press the like, the love button. We appreciate you joining us, and we hope you're liking this final rack decider coming up between Shane Van Boening and Konrad J for a place in the semifinals. Ooh, didn't make the corner ball, but made the 2. Didn't make the 1, but got 2 balls to clear the breaking area. So legal break it is. It's got a shot on the 3. What can we see? And 4 to the 5. Needs some work. I think the 6-ball's got a whole pocket past the 8-ball. Now, can Conrad run this out without any problems? I mean, often there's something that occurs during a final rack decider. Yeah, that's perfect. Now, probably will leave himself pretty straight on the 4-ball. Can also leave his cue ball where the 3-ball is now and zip his cue ball back and forth up table. I think he will keep it simpler than that, less dynamic. So straight as... Ooh, well... I mean, it's good for a left-hander, but he will probably play position with his cue ball on the short side. So left side has got less room for maneuver. Ooh, understroked it. Yee. Oh, wow. So naturally, the cue ball will come straight out of that top rail towards the 7 without any spin. I mean, cutting the 5-ball in is hard enough as it is. It's a left-hander, remember. Right-handed players can easily reach this. he will have to lean on the table and be outstretched. Has to do something with his cue ball. Doesn't want to hit the 7 and land flush behind the 9. Yeah. Had he hit the right side of the 9 ball, he could have still had a shot on the 6. Now he's got a bank. The only good thing is he can bank it and hold his cue ball for position on the 7 in the side as well. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, the last 4 balls in this semi-final. I'm well excited here. I think you are too. Will he bank it? Will he draw the cue ball behind the 8 ball? Will he ever get a better shot? Ooh, nifty safety. The only thing, he left the 6 ball too close to the rail, too close to the pocket. So Shane looking to guide his cue ball off this rail and has an option of hitting the 6 ball direct or hitting the top rail and then hitting the 6 and making it. Right now he's looking at the point that he has to hit the first rail on. I won't start to explain how that system works that he's currently using. Basically where his finger is, that's the direction he has to hit his cue ball in. So, the most important shot of this match, of course. Will he hit the 6? Will he make the 6? Oh, too wide. Never close on this. 3 balls for Konrad J to take out what has to be one of the absolute favorites for this tournament. Disappointing match by Shane, you'd have to say. And then still, he's able to take it to 10-all. You know, he would say he played pretty bad in that match. So we will have Konrad J from Poland taking one of the semi-final spots. Just choking his cue to make sure he don't want to miss cue on this final 9. And here we go. Konrad J into the semi-finals. Congratulated by Shane, first of all. We will have the semi-finals coming up in the not too distant future, while Shane will keep practicing this 4 ball. We thank you so much for joining us. Stick around, get some lunch, get some breakfast, get some dinner, have a toilet break, and we will be streaming both semi-finals consecutively here on the Billiard Network YouTube channel. And what a happy Sunday it already is with this world-class 9-ball coming your way for free through the Billiard Network. My name has been Rico, and I'll be back for the semi-finals. Exciting, exciting stuff.